Hey everybody, happy hump day, happy therapy day, and thanks for joining me today. I'm looking so forward to having an awesome conversation with you. And as you see, my beautiful, awesome friend Tori will join us in a couple minutes here, but I wanted to spend a little time with you first before I bring her on. So just so I can say the shout outs and have a little time with you before we get into a really great conversation today. Hold on. I don't know why this thing always bothers me. But anyway, that being said, I'm still struggling with a cold. It sucks. I've had this cold for since last Monday after I went to a conference and people just kissed me and hugged me like mad. And then I didn't even think about that. People shouldn't be kissing me and hugging me. And they did. And then I got super sick and I've been sick all week. And today is Wednesday and it's just starting to calm down and I have all this congestion. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? So if you're new to the channel, totally appreciate you being here. We've created an amazing community of people. This is ours. It's not mine. And I really actually looks a lot forward to these days because we really have created such a worldwide audience and community. So with that, if you're new, I want to let you know that I do shout outs because I want you to see how worldwide we've become. So I will shout you out if you put in the comments where you're from. We'll do like a shout out for the first couple minutes and then we'll get on to that. So the first person that I see here is, and then I'm going to start with Houston. And then if I missed you, please do it again. Okay. So Houston's in the house, Pahrump, Nevada. Wow. I think I stopped there on the way to Vegas, right? Poland's in the house. Australia's in the house. Love is in the house, which we need a lot of love. Israel's in the house. Netherlands is in the house. El Paso, Texas, Russia, Rancho Cordova, Portland, Ontario, Sweden, Germany. I love you guys so much. Nova Scotia, we're killing it. Yakima, Washington, Illinois, Australia, Wales, England, Berlin, Nova Scotia, SoCal, Montreal, Ohio, Ontario, Canada, Port Huron, Michigan, Lafayette, Louisiana, where I used to live in New Orleans in the French Quarter, Colorado, Brighton, UK, Cornland, Ohio, Belgium is in the house, kids, Canada, Arizona, Yuba County, Daytona Beach, Savannah, Illinois, UK, La Conto, Florida, Ireland, Arlington, Vicky's in the house, Alabama, England, Seattle, pardon me, Prague. I know it's a horrible cough. Glenburg, Maine. Wait, did I miss you? Okay, England, baby. Humboldt County, Cali, Idaho, which I'll be there in 2 weeks. Myrtle Beach, Atlanta, Brighton. Oh my God, you almost got me. Is that SI, comma, UT? And I almost said SLT. Little Britain, which was the best comedy show ever, and then it got called transphobic. Leeds, it's so horrible what those people did to comedy. Ontario, Canada, Fort Worth, and we got a new member in the house. Right on, thank you, friend. Missouri is in the house. We got Indiana, Philly, Sun Valley, Idaho, Pittsburgh, Somerset, Kentucky, Canada, Bangkok's in the house, Baton Rouge. Pardon me, you guys. Really, you're going to have to bear with me with this horrible cough. SLC is in the house. Denmother, Simi Valley. Yeah, Simi, my adopted kid lives out there. Birmingham, UK. Utah, right on. Love is in the house again. Right on. Okay, kids, let's get into this. So, today we got a lot to talk about. I know you all, Scotland's in the house. Ireland's in the house. I told Hamburg's in the house. Washington State. I told you we have created such an amazing space here. It makes me so happy to see how worldwide it is, and we have all kinds of people here. Just so you know, it's not just I think we have very few trans, thank God, but the trans people we do have here are all super cool and awesome people. And LGBT people we have here are the grounded kind of people. But we have a lot of people who are not LGBT. And we have a lot of women, a lot of men. However they identify, that's their space. But, we're not here to, pardon me, we're not here to sort of push this trans thing. We're kind of all sick of it. And I think that's the reason why we've all sort of come together here because we all really care about the young people. And again, if you're new to the channel, it is the reason why I created these lives so that you and I can have an actual adult conversation. And I'm going to cough again, so I apologize. 1 second. It's horrible, you guys. I don't understand. Nothing is what's coming up, and it's going to be really gross right now, is clear. It's not yellow or weird. It's just horrible. And so I'm happy that I have a co host today. Let me drink a little water. Let me also, I know, toilet paper. Look, I have the man flu and I fully use toilet paper. And my, and Rachel gets so mad at me. She's all, can't you just get like some tissue? I'm like, why can't I just use toilet paper? See, I told you I was a dude. I told you all I was a dude. It's real. You're all even confirming. You shouldn't use toilet paper. It's full of dust. Well, I mean, okay, if you say so, but I don't really care. I'm just spitting into it. So, as soon as I finish my water, I'm going to spit into the cup. I don't want to spit into the cup while there's water. If you guys saw me without the camera on, as much as my OCD is out, I do spit. I spit like a dude. So, that being said, like I said, I'm glad I have a co-host today because this cough is insane. But before I bring Tori on, I want to remind the people we got our awesome mods in the house. We got Lisa and we got Anne. So we might get some new people here today. And I want you to know that it's really important that you respect Tori. Me, I don't care. I can take it. I can literally take it. Tori can take it too, but I'm the guy who won't tolerate that kind of stuff when it comes to other people, especially here. So you're allowed to have an opinion about what Tori is going to discuss with us today, but what you're not allowed to do, excuse me, is be a jerk. Just don't be a jerk, okay? If you disagree with what she's doing and all that stuff, just disagree with it. But, don't call her names and don't be yucky. And, people in this chat room won't stand for it. They just won't stand for it. So I'm going to let you know that you'll get piled on if you come here to, hey, Wire Slinger, thanks for being a member. Here, it went so fast. A member for 15 months. That really means a lot. So I just want to reiterate that to all of you here. It means a lot to me that you come to these space and that you're willing to have conversation. But in order for us to find middle ground in this whole trans insanity, we've got to be able to have really awesome conversation with each other. Okay, so with that, pardon me, I'm going to bring up Tori. Hold on here 1 second. Hey, Tori, I see you there. Hold on 1 sec.
Hi.
Hi. I like coughing my brains out. Say hi while I cough my brains out.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me back. I feel so bad that you don't feel well. Oh my
No,
God.
I feel fine. Honestly, I feel fine. What it sucks is the cough. Coughs
Yeah.
are just yuck. I hate having a cough because you just
At,
never know.
at
It
one
comes out of nowhere.
at one point though, you started like talking quieter, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's like ASMR. You could do an audiobook with that voice.
I know if I just kind of go like this and then but that's why I have this tranny voice because I talk so high and I'm just like, ah! Right? But when I want to be like actually like very masculine, I can just calm. Your voice, aren't you a voice teacher?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So,
got you.
right? When you
Yep.
calm, which is what they told me. I just never been worried about my voice. It just never bothered me or made me feel any lesser than. For I think it's different from male to female, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, totally. 100%. And one of the biggest things people when they start like male to female is they're like, "Oh, I'm so obsessed with having a high voice, having a high voice." No. It's not all that. There is much more that goes into that. But it's also not as complicated as people make it. It's just
Right.
consistent effort, which nobody puts in anymore, ever. I mean, it's apparent. People don't put the
Well,
effort.
especially when we see you, and everyone's loving you, by the way, and
Thank
especially when
you.
we see you. No, for reals, you make a humongous effort to pass as a female, to sound like a female, to walk and talk like a female. You're a you are an actual true transsexual woman, and that's why people just love you. Look at you're gorgeous. People are just so nice and loving. It makes me so happy. They really respect you a lot. I think. Do you know that?
Yeah, no, I'm so thankful that I'm able to be back on this space with your wonderful fan base because they're phenomenal. I love
I
them.
know. I've been very lucky to on some level create this space for all of us to show that we're not all crazy and that people do like people like us. They do like transsexuals.
Yeah.
They don't have any issue with us. So I think that's one of the great things about this live on Wednesday and bringing people like you on. And last week I had Daviana. Do you know Daviana is the transsexual
Yep.
woman who has a really deep voice, right?
Yeah.
And she's a bodybuilder, and she came on and said, I'm a biological man, and her thing blew up, right? So I had her on last week, and people were very respectful. And then the week before that, I had Lexi, who's also a transsexual woman with a very deep male voice. They
Yeah.
seem not to care about it.
Right. And then that's the thing. I'm looking at the thing and people are saying my volume's low, so I'm trying to turn it up.
Is
Anybody
it?
hear a
Sounds good to
difference?
me. And also in my audio thing here, in my on my audio buttons, it looks say something.
I testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. This is
Looks fine
normally
here.
how I talk.
Sounds fine to me. So everyone, turn up your
Okay.
volume. It's on your end. So I got some really. I would love to get into the conversation about your surgery if you're okay about that.
100%.
And I think everyone would love to know how that went. But before we do that, I have this really special video that I found that I think is really, it's such a lovely, amazing video. And I think it's a really great way to start off the show with us because this person has been around for a long time and they really are one of the true pioneers in the transsexual space. And they did a hell of a lot of great stuff for us back in, I think it was the 70s and 80s. And I became friends with this person and we're friends today. And this person is also disgusted about what is happening. They also claim they also are transsexual. And when you see that, and when all of you see this person, you might know who it is. You might not know who it is, and I'll explain after. But I want to show you this person next to Tori because what you're going to see is exactly what a transsexual woman is. Okay, and this I think is from either the 1980s. She was on the show. It could have been the late 70s. Okay, so here let me try to bring this up here. Hold on one sec.
A time when you're going all through the psychiatry, all through the surgery, when you thought, oh God, I can't go through any of this anymore. It's enough. I've just got to give up. I can't take the pressure. People are making me feel like dirt and all the rest. Because I think what you've done is fabulous.
Well, it is the point, isn't it? People. I mean, this is what's so sad about being a transsexual in today's society. It's people that make you feel so ashamed, feeling inadequate and what have you. And why should I? I've got the love and support of my family. I don't give a damn what any of you think of me. But I'm hoping with more programs like this, more documentaries, educating the public what a transsexual is. I'm not a homosexual, although I'm not knocking homosexuality, but just explaining that I'm not a transvestite, I'm not a drag queen, I'm a transsexual. I have a chromosomal hormonal balance. You know, if you understand what that is, I'm not a criminal.
Right.
Why? I feel like I'm on trial here.
Okay, so
Love Tula.
oh, thank you. I knew you would know who she is. Of course you do. So that's to everybody in the comments. That's Tula, okay? And her name is Caroline Cosi. And she was a Bond girl. She was all of these things until she got outed. She was an actual James Bond girl, and then she got outed. And it just like, she looked, I mean, you guys are like the same space, I don't think you look the same. You're different looking, but
Right.
you're very passing. But what she said is so powerful.
It's the exact same. That's what I say all the time. I mean, that's kind of like how I live every single day. Is like, I have so much hate online that my everyday life, I don't experience any of that. and I don't care. Like, it's
course.
my life, and again, like, exactly like she said, I have my family's love and acceptance, and
Mhm.
that's really all I need. And then I have my close friends, you, hello,
Yeah.
and the community that we've built,
Yes.
as well. I mean, I don't have to be liked by everyone, and I know I'm not, and that's okay because I'm okay with myself. As much as everybody wants to
Yeah.
tell me I have no self-love or I'm self-hating transsexual, which is so fun. I love hearing that. I'm a self-hating trans. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sure
Makes
you
no
can.
sense.
I'm sure you know.
It just makes no sense. But those are all the sort of um, words they put together to try to hurt us. Which
Yeah.
it just if you just really look at it from afar, just take yourself out of it. Those people don't really care about trans people. They really don't.
No.
They care about an agenda. And if you don't, it's a cult. That's why I always
Yep.
say it's a cult. And I don't care if you want, but if you take a cult and you look at all the pinpoints to a cult, you could just lay it right on top of that space. And
Right.
to say things like that, I get the exact same thing you get. You know that. The exact same
It was
language.
old as time.
It's just, it's just, they don't like that you and I are exposing them. That's how
Yeah.
I look at it, right?
Clearly,
They
I
don't.
mean, I don't think I still to this day don't think they have the ability to think for themselves. They have
Yeah,
to think as a hive mind,
that's
and
right.
like you said, the cult, if anything
Mhm,
that's outside of that cult mentality is
mhm.
wrong, and no, we can't have that. Like, why can't we? I I
Because
don't know.
I know why, because they aren't secure enough in their own single journey. I transitioned
Right.
before there was even a platform to transition. And I don't
Yep.
want it to sound like, oh, I'm the best tranny. It's not what I'm trying to say. I actually had to fix my gender dysphoria. And I had to, it
Right.
was a scary space to be in. I don't think people even understand how scary it was. This didn't exist. Everything you see today did not exist. Same with Tula, who did it before me. We didn't get the sort of space. And not to say I'm so happy that you get to have it, but you're using it with respect, Tori. But I didn't get
Again.
to have any of that. And for those people to say those things like I'm a pick me, I'm a Nazi, I'm a bootlicker, I'm a turf, just says that they don't understand the struggle of being a transsexual in any way, shape, or form.
Right. And the people, it's always interesting to see if you're having a back and forth with someone on X or something, social media. The two biggest indicators that they have no idea what they're talking about and they are
Mm-hmm.
just spewing stuff at you are
Mm-hmm.
is if they mention your appearance or if they mention
Yeah,
your grammar or if you misspelled something or something like that.
yeah,
They have nothing else. They go off of that like, oh, see, they have no idea what they're talking about. Like you're
totally.
illiterate and like you use filters or whatever. And it's like, okay, I'm
Filters.
so tired of the same
I know.
argument all the time. Like it just it exposes that they have nothing to say. They have
Nope, they
nothing to
don't.
push back on.
Also within our own, so this is supposedly our community, but then you're in a community, well, I don't know if you're in it anymore, but you know, the thing is it got torn apart by this save the dolls nonsense with Dylan
Yeah.
Mulvaney and JVN and all the people who aren't dolls. I mean, I know dolls from back in the day, my friend, 30 years ago. Dolls have been around for 40, 50 years. They're dolls are people like Tori who are highly effeminate, beautiful, transsexual women who really make an effort to pass as a beautiful female. And that's why you're considered a doll because it's like so doll-like on some level. And it's a compliment. But then the crazy weirdos like JVN, like a dude with a dress, is calling themselves a doll. And it destroyed this whole sort of structure that you were trying to build to sort of be, you know, because I don't know why people get so mad about people wanting to be hyper feminine like yourself. I consider you, and I
Right.
consider myself hyper masculine on some level.
I think that's part of it is because you get it on the opposite spectrum. Is you consider
Yes.
yourself yeah. So I agree. And you know, to each their own and people will make up whatever they want to about why you do the things you do.
Yeah.
But again, if you just know who you are and you stand in that truth and you proud of being hyper masculine or being hyper feminine,
Yeah.
go off. Like That's us.
It's
I
so
thought,
it's so crazy. I mean, like, yeah, okay. So, and then I get called toxic masculinity because I'm not the
oh
new
yeah,
kind of
of course,
trans where
of
they're not
course.
even trying to pass and they look like women, like they're just
Hmm.
women, basically saying they're men and then they're gay men. I'm just like,
They have something to say about everything. There's always
yep,
something
totally,
wrong. There's
totally,
always you're always doing something wrong. You're always
yep,
labeled something.
yep,
It and what you're saying about JVN and the dolls and protect the dolls. What happened with that is like you said, the dolls were this like hyper feminine group of trans women essentially. But
yep,
now it got to a point where all these dolls were seen as, being passable, and these trolls um that aren't and want to be, what do? Hijack
yep,
again the
yep.
terminology so it can include them, so they can be included because we're all part of this rainbow.
No, it's frustrating. It's on both sides has happened. It's frustrating. Remember when they used to say transsexual was a slur? Now a lot of these
Yeah,
people are starting to call themselves transsexuals again.
it's true. I have seen that, much to my father's chagrin. He hates that I call myself that, but I'm like, that's because you come from a
Well,
time when you didn't like that terminology,
that's
and
right.
now it's like your
That's
daughter
right.
is that.
That's right.
But he's like, I mean, I don't care what you do, I just don't like the word, and I'm like, okay,
But you don't walk around calling yourself a you're using it
no,
in a very
right,
right in a in a very specific space, right?
yeah,
You identify as as a she. So that
as a
being said,
female,
same with
yeah,
me. I'm a transsexual. I always say is our disorder. It's the
right.
disorder we have, but it's like
My
I'm a
parents don't.
diabetic.
My parents don't introduce me at church. This is our transsexual daughter.
Oh my god, did I ever tell you the story? So my dad always had three girls, right? Blah blah blah. Fast forward, they're golfers, so he's out on the golf. He came home telling me this story. He's like, "Oh my god." So I'm golfing with my buddies, and I know these guys for 20 years. And how are your kids doing? Oh, my daughters are great, and my son is da da da. And the guy goes, "What? Wait, I didn't know you had a son." And my dad was like, he freaked out because he didn't really know what to say because he didn't want to
Sure,
say, well, that's my transsexual
sure.
kid, right?
Right.
It's like my dad said, no, I full on lied. He goes, oh no, I've always had a son. And the guy's like, Bill, what are you talking about? You never talked about your son before. You have three daughters. And my dad said he just kept going, nope, dude, you must have heard wrong.
I love that. I love that.
It's so
Oh
cool.
my gosh.
My parents literally came full circle. They weren't easy. They didn't have, and that's okay. They didn't have an easy time with it in the beginning,
I
but
did.
now,
Mine didn't either. But
yeah,
you gave them time, you gave them
yeah,
space, you gave them grace, and here we are today, years
that's
later,
right.
decades later. And I don't
That's
think
right.
that's talked about enough. When a child transitions, like of age, obviously we want to talk about
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
we are the children of our parents, not when we were children. I had
totally.
to specify there. When a child transitions, I don't think it gets talked about enough about what the parents go through socially as
Thank you.
well with
Thank
their
you.
friends or other family members that don't keep in contact. I mean, I have my
Yeah.
cousin's wedding coming up, and my cousin, her dad, my uncle, I
Hmm.
was very estranged to as a boy, and
Yeah.
then he got divorced from my aunt
Hmm.
back when my cousin was graduating high school.
Hmm.
And so, like, I totally lost contact with him for the last over a decade now. And
Wow.
my parents were just at my cousin's bridal shower,
Hmm.
and he was there, and he asked how I was and used my birth name, obviously.
Okay. Sure.
And my dad's like, oh yeah. Um, yeah, so
Just like, let's just not even like.
but like that's a lot of pressure that you put your
Oh,
parents in.
that's right. That's
What do they
right.
do? Do they lie to
That's
the
right.
family? Do they lie to their friends? Do they make some like
That's right.
we never ever talk about that, about
I know. It's
what
great.
the parents have to go through to save face or whatever.
It was very hard for my parents. I don't know if any of you know, but I actually have a documentary. It's called Mr. Angel, and it's actually on Amazon. You can watch it. It's on the Amazon platform. And it used to be on Netflix, and it really did a really good thing. But anyway, it went to Amazon. And they do, if you really want to see my parents, this was done like 15 years ago or something. And you can really see my parents on it and the struggle that my parents went through. And my dad really, my dad takes on a lot, and it's a very difficult scene to watch. I think the whole documentary, the scene with my dad is very, very powerful because he breaks down and cries. And I remember when they were filming it, I made them stop because my dad is like macho, like super macho football player, like seriously, like that dude. And he started bawling and saying like he felt like it was his fault that this happened to me, because he always would say, you know, I want a son. He would say that, I want a son, I want a son, and I have 3 girls. And, you know, we heard that stuff, but clearly that wasn't the reason why. But my father, you know, really struggled a lot with that stuff. But that being said, I think it's really, really awesome that you're saying that, because we don't talk about the parents, and we only talk about these trans parents of trans kids, right?
Yeah,
Which
with the
are a
rainbow
whole,
glasses and colored hair.
and just it feels
Always.
very Munchausen to me. It actually feels very Munchausen to me. It's
You did a thing about that, didn't you? About
yeah, I did about
Munchausen, trans by proxy?
Transhausen. Yeah, it's
Transhausen by proxy, yeah.
yeah. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. The parent, you can just see the way they're talking about their kids. And I knew at 2, like it's your choice that your kid is trans. I knew at 2 my kid was trans. Jump in a lake, you freak! Like that's child abuse.
Yeah. I mean, it is 100%. Like,
It's so sick. It's just sick and wrong. But as we get older and we choose to do this as adults, it is a difficult space that your parents are on some level put in, because, you know, my parents lost their daughter. Let's just be honest here. They lost their son.
my parents
with you.
lost their son. Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. And
that's right.
you know, we have to give them time to grieve that, but like it
Yes.
doesn't ever end, because I'm not a parent. I have no idea, but I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can just but imagine what that, you know, feels like to them, and how it's an indelible mark for the rest of my life. Essentially, I'm
Yeah.
still their child, but I essentially
right.
did die.
That's right.
You know, like
You
for
did.
what they knew
Yeah.
died, and now what they know, I mean, they're still very proud of me, they still love me. But yeah, I don't think it's ever talked about enough, about the parents side of it,
Well,
ever.
you know, do you know the organization called PFLAG? It's the
Yeah.
Parents and Friends of Lesbian and Gays. And it was mostly about parents who were struggling with their gay kids. And it's a great organization, but it went off the deep end, just like GLAD and
Glad.
HRC and they all went off the deep end and PFLAG became a pusher of trans kids. And why I don't support them anymore. But, you know, I think this is a great idea, creating an organization like PFLAG, but to talk about the parents dealing with the transition of their adult children, not of their little kids, but of the
Right.
adult children, because they spent X amount of years with you. Same with me, right? They spent at 30 years with me as a girl.
Exactly. And but look what we're saying as who we are, about giving them space and time and grace and all that. And then look at these TRAs that are like, yeah, don't listen to your parents.
I
You don't
know.
need them. Be who
I
you
know.
are. Like,
It's
is
sick.
nobody seeing this? Like, hello?
They don't care. People don't, you know, I think indoctrination is a big word, and it's a real thing. And people get very indoctrinated into thought, because I think the majority of people tend to want to be told. They don't want to lead, if that makes sense. And I think people tend to just believe things more now than ever because of the crazy internet. And instead of people don't do their due diligence, and they go, well, let me just question that for a minute. Let me just think. They're not. They actually just I'm not that person. I will. Thank you, Kimberly, for being a member for 15 minutes. You know, I will question things. And when I feel like, oh, wait a minute here, something doesn't seem right about that, I have to question that. But I think the majority of people, not here, this community questions shit. So these are the people that question shit.
Which is, I don't really think that's bad. I really don't.
No, it's important. Thanks, Fitz. Yeah, it's important. You've got to question. Even question us if you want. Why do we do it? Why do we think we have gender dysphoria? Why? But I think most of you can see that Tori and I have moved forward in very positive ways with our lives. And I think that's why positive representation, we're not forcing you to do anything. If you want to see us as men and women, me as a woman and her as a man, you go right ahead. Both of us don't actually even care about that. That's totally, we're not trying to fool you. I think that's the real important part of that message, is that we're not trying to fool you. We're trying to walk the world more comfortable in our skin, and why we're honest about the fact that we're transsexual people. Right?
Exactly. That was a good diatribe we went on there.
I know. I love it. Well, we always do. We just sit here for days and just talk about being trannies. But let's segue in. Sorry. It's so gross.
I just loved it. I was so off the cuff.
Let me just get my toilet paper here. You'll just love my toilet paper. I should make my own toilet paper, don't you think?
Yeah.
So, called Bucket or something. So that being said, I really want to talk a little bit about your surgery before I got some good stuff to react to here. But let's talk a little bit about your surgery. Why don't you start telling us, hey, Ellen, I interviewed her a long time ago. God, maybe a year or so ago. She's an awesome person. Thank you, friend. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Talk a little bit about the process, like where you went, all of it, going into the hospital, all of it.
People are looking like they want to buy your toilet paper.
I want to buy my toilet paper. Would you guys buy my toilet paper? I will totally do it. Butt naked toilet paper.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Wipe here. Like each space is wipe here. Oh my God. We can come up with some really good stuff for sure. I'll do it.
So first of all, I just wanted to thank you and everybody else in this family and this community that we have here for being so supportive of me when I announced on our last live that I was going to be having surgery and being gone for a while. Like, I really appreciate all the love and the positive vibes and the prayers and everything that happened, because I did have bottom surgery. I know a lot of trans women talk about why they're not getting it, and after going through it, I understand why they don't get it. I will be the first to say this surgery is not for everyone.
Okay.
It doesn't necessarily make you a better tranny. It doesn't make you more of a woman. None of those things. This surgery is for you and nobody else. It is extremely personal and extremely integral to your own sense of yourself. It has helped my gender dysphoria immensely. I'm very, very happy to say that. It was not easy. It hasn't been easy, but I've heard a lot of horror stories. And before I even had it, you and I had talked at length about, you're like, I love you. I support whatever you want to do. I worry because of the complications. And I really appreciate that, because I knew that going in. I understood all the complications that could happen. And I just have all these girlfriends that have had it, and they've all had complications as well. And so I went in kind of like, all right, let's see what's going to happen. How are we going to get through this? And I'm pleased to say that I am now over 4 months post-op.
Wow.
I have had none. Where's the wood? No complications whatsoever. Healing has gone amazing. I've stuck to the very intense recovery regimen. But I truly believe that's because of all the love and support and the prayers that I've gotten from everybody that has supported me through this. But the number one thing that I really did want to, like I said at the beginning, I truly agree and support that not every trans woman gets this surgery because it is not for everyone.
So great. I appreciate that a lot. I feel literally will mimic what you said on the opposite side of that and the trans male surgery. That being said, I believe the trans male surgery is way more complicated and way more dangerous and has way more fallacy. Would it be called false or problems or not complications? Way more than the male to female surgery does. I mean,
I think so.
I
I,
don't in any way think anyone should get the penis surgery.
I think there's an innate misogyny in nature in that as well, as because even as biological males want to get rid of what they have to create a different organ, it's easier for biological. I mean, there's like an
Yes,
innate misogyny
yes,
there.
yes, yes, 100%. So thank you, Tiger Eye. Thanks for the gifting 5 memberships. Super appreciate that. So I want to say to people, if you know, I did a video on it, and you can find it in my video links from this channel. I did one on a kid who died from getting the surgery and the major complications, and nobody would help him. And I know 5 other guys who sued doctors because it just destroyed their lives. And I could go on and on and on. And today on TikTok, I see so many trans men. I got the surgery, even though I'm constantly in pain and this is that, and I have to go back for my 10th surgery. I'm just so happy I did it. I don't believe that. I do. Who would be happy that they have to keep going back for their 10th surgery and it still doesn't work and they have to have a catheter put down there to pee because they can't even pee? I'm like, why do you lie? Why would anybody lie about? So I guess what I'm trying to say here is I really appreciate you saying what you're saying, and that it isn't for everybody. And that, so let's talk about, was the recovery difficult?
Yeah. The recovery is difficult in the sense of it is so regimented. Like you have no life. Your entire
Okay.
life post-op is dilation. You have to
Wow.
dilate for the first
Wow.
3 weeks. You have to dilate 4 times a day, and
Oh,
every
dude.
dilation is 15 minutes long. Well, mine was 15 minutes long, and that's just when you actually. And I hope this doesn't get too graphic,
No, it's
but
okay.
that's when the dilation or the dilator is fully inserted. So you
Yeah,
have
but
to
its
get it
length.
fully inserted first.
Right. So let's move back just a little bit. So dilation, for the people who don't know, is the insertion of this thing that keeps the thing open. I don't know how graphic we can get on YouTube,
I
but
don't either. I was
it's
like, you want
medical.
me
We're
to show
talking.
you? Like,
Yeah, show it because it's medical. It's an actual medical device made for biological women, by the way. But the dilators have been around forever for biological women who have atrophy and things that are going on in that female vagina space. So if YouTube gets mad, what am I going to do about it, right? It's just like, can we just have an adult conversation here? So to everybody, before this moves forward, if you're not comfortable with this conversation, you can leave, and I love you and we love you and all's good. It's not for everybody, but I think it's going to be a very important conversation. So women actually have to dilate and for certain medical things. So with that, it's a medical device. It's not
right.
that. So right. So anyway, the length of the dilators come in different sizes, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a long size dilator, right? So
The,
the length of the shaft is what creates the length of the tunnel, right?
the canal, yeah.
The
So
canal.
they're actually all the same length, but they're different in girth.
Oh,
So they all,
wow.
yep. So this is the smallest one, and then this is the largest one.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait a minute! I need water.
Yep. Yep.
I just need a drink of water. I'm
but-
sweating.
But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. That's past a year. So we're not there yet.
But the
This-
length is also what is very interesting, and all the women out there know what I'm talking about. The
The
length.
same length.
So what if you're not that? But they don't make what did you call it? The tunnel that long. Some tunnels
Yeah.
are shorter, are they not?
I mean, it's entirely up to, and this kind of segues back to why children shouldn't be medicated, because
Bam.
if what you have prior is stunted, then you don't have enough tissue to make a fully
Right.
deep
Tunnel. A tunnel.
tunnel.
A tunnel. Because Samantha, I don't know if you remember Samantha, the transsexual woman from the UK. She's awesome, and she went to get the surgery back in the day, but her naturally she had a small penis, and because of that they had to give her the what's the other surgery where it's just a Barbie bump? What's that called? They don't give you it's cosmetic. You basically have a cosmetic vagina, which means that it doesn't even have an opening. It's
I
just
think it's like a vulvoplasty, because
I think something plasty, a vagina plasty.
It's a
That's
zero
what it's.
depth vaginoplasty.
That's right. That's right. Because of that. So you're right. So here we go, everybody. This is what's important. These children should not be put on these beauty blockers because they won't be able to have a vagina with a tunnel. They'll only be able to have the vaginal. Labiaplasty. Thank you. Thank you. Labiaplasty. Thank you, everyone. So sorry. This is so fascinating to me. I just love these I love these kind of conversations. So thank you for being so open to having the conversation. It's really
Of
great.
course, I'm an educator. I was like, take every opportunity I can to educate people rather than just perpetuate things that are online as
Great.
fact.
And you're not walking around calling it your designer vagina, your Gucci bag.
or making TikToks and or Instagram reels about showing it to my cis female friends.
Ew, that is so gross. I like a party.
Yeah, like, look what I have now. Oh.
So everyone has a drink, everyone has shots, and then I'm gonna pull out my vagina. We're all gonna look at my vagina up close. Oh my god, that's insane.
I cringed so hard. I'm like, I saw one girl that was like 3 weeks post-op and showing my girlfriends what it looks like for comparison.
Aw, man, it's a personal thing. That's why it is really awesome that we're having. But who goes to a party and whips down their pants and starts to
Do women
everybody?
do that? Do women compare vaginas like men compare?
No, not in my. And I lived 30 years as a female woman. So no, never did we ever compare our vaginas to each other.
God, it's like the male urge to show what you got.
Oh, you just hit it. You just hit it. It's the male urge to show their man vagina. China. I actually own that URL.
There you go.
Anyway, that's a whole other story. But that being said, okay, so here you are. So you get out of the surgery, and now you were in New York recovering because that's where you got your surgery,
and
right?
my mom stayed with me the whole time. That was amazing that I was able to have my mom with me every step of the way. And again, I will say this. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The only reason that I feel that I was able to get what I got at the time that I got it was because of Ariel Scarcella and the connections that she had, that I had with her through, that I had through her.
Excellent. She's awesome. She's such a great human, and I love her so much. And it shows. That's community, by the way. So she gets called transphobe all the time. It's ridiculous, and she's friends with us. So it's really.
And
she
she's
took care of you.
and she would check. She checked up on me like all the time while I was there. It was like so sweet, so sweet.
She's
and
a lovely person.
She just had a community of people to help me out while I was recovering, because that was honestly the worst, is just every single day waking up, dilating 4 times that day. I mean, you dilate, 3 hours later, dilate again, 3 hours later, dilate again, 3 hours later, dilate again, and then go to bed and then do it all over again for 3 weeks.
So the pain, was it painful at first?
At first, yes. At first, it was painful because it's a fresh wound that you're essentially sticking
Oh, a
hard
hard
plastic
plastic.
right in the fresh wound every single time. You're just like bothering it, trying to heal itself. So yeah, I mean, it was painful at first. It's not anymore. It's just pressure now.
Well, how
But
long has it been? 4 months
4 months, yeah.
4 months since you had it. So as soon as you get home from the hospital, so you go to get the surgery, you get the surgery. Do you have to spend the night at the hospital?
5 days, 5 days in the
Okay,
hospital.
5 days post-op. Wow, that's a lot. And then you're not dilating at that time though, right? Or are you
No,
dilating?
you
Immediately.
dilate at the end of the 5 days. So
Oh,
for the
okay.
for the first 4 days, um you are, well, the first 2 days liquid diet, and then the next 2 days solid diet, and you're hooked up to a catheter this whole time,
Oh
which
God.
sucks,
Totally
absolutely sucks.
sucks.
The third day you're working on getting up and walking around, see how long
Oh
you
my
can walk
God.
around.
Oh my God.
And I like I said, I got through it really well, but I also followed everything that they said. Like, I didn't try to push myself, or
Right.
like, I just did exactly what they're supposed to do. And my
Yeah.
mom and I will never watch an episode of Storage Wars ever again.
What? What?
We watched Storage Wars
The whole time you were there, that's all
the
you watched?
whole time
Storage.
because my mom does not like a lot of TV because it's not
Yeah.
like it's not entertaining to her, and I don't really care, but she won't really approve of anything that I want to watch. And she's in the room
Right.
with me, so I'm like, okay, well, let's find
So
something
my
we
mom.
both like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was Storage Wars the whole time.
That sounds like my parents. I can never find anything to watch with them. It's so hard. I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
we'll just watch the Disney Channel then. I'm
Yeah.
good.
But exactly. So a little levity there, but I don't want to poo-poo my mom on this because it was amazing what she did for,
Oh
I'm
no, your parents
so
are
thankful.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
thankful she's retired now, so she could do that, because that wouldn't have been the case if she was still
Right.
working a
Right.
couple years back. But no, and surprising to me, my mom and I did not get in one argument the entire like time that we were in New York together.
It's pretty amazing. Well, it just shows the love and really, that's why people have to see. Aren't your parents like, you're Christian, you grew up Christian? People always in our ridiculous community are like anti-Christian. I'm like, nope, that's not true. True Christians are completely okay with this kinds of things, and you just prove it.
I made a post about this the other day, but I just cringe when I see these people that detransitioned for Christ, and it's like, okay, that may be, but did you transition for the right reason? Did you transition for a
That's right.
specifically sexual reason, and that was
Yeah.
it? And yeah, you
Yeah.
detransitioned for Christ. It's like I
Yeah.
can't relate to that. That I'm still transitioning. I have a relationship with my Lord and Savior. Like,
I know
yeah.
it's actually again, it's all over the place, right? It's so divided, and like maybe
Oh,
you
yeah.
shouldn't have transitioned, but again, the same thing. These people were sucked into it by this disgusting cult. They got sucked into a cult. Me and you
Yeah.
didn't get stuck into a cult. You've always had your own sort of. Since I met you, you were always just on your own thing. You were never.
Well, since you met me, but before, honestly, when I lost everyone, when I first came out and I lost everybody,
Yeah.
I got taken in by the cult because they were the only ones
Well,
that
sure.
were,
That
yeah.
makes
And then
sense.
I
Yeah.
was saying all these things and hearing all these things, and inside I was like, I don't agree with this, but I can't say anything because then I'll lose the people that
All your
I
friends.
have. And then I just stopped caring and lost everybody all over again.
But then you gained a group of very strong
Real
people.
people.
Real
Yes.
people. That's why I say, like, you don't need, it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality of friends. I don't need a lot of friends. The people around me tend to be a lot of trans women, by the way, not trans men, are high quality like you. And our transness isn't why we're friends. It could be, I think, a part of it, but I don't think it's the only reason you and I are. So there you are. Get out of the hospital, go back to your apartment, and then that's when you have to start the dilation.
Yeah, the not well, no, because I had to stay in New York still.
Right.
for
So
a
you went
couple
to the
months.
apartment in New York, or from the
Yeah,
hospital to the space in New York, and then now
yeah,
you're with your mom there,
yeah.
and having to dial.
Dilating
That's when
four
you're
times a
dialing
day,
4 times a day. Wow, it's
and then
insane. Oh
and then
God.
every other day having to go. We stayed in a different borough, and we had to go to Manhattan. So I spent so much on Uber going
Oh,
between the borough that I was in and Manhattan.
oh my God.
It was expensive.
Very.
And then the appointments are only like 10 minutes long, and I'm like, oh
Yeah, but
my
they have to
god.
make sure you don't have an infection.
Absolutely. I
Absolutely.
this is very much first world, like me, like, oh my gosh, I have to. No, it's fine because I want to make sure everything went well, like it did. So I'm very happy that I did what I did,
Yes,
but
of course.
it was a pain,
Financially draining.
financially a pain,
Well, yeah, I mean,
and
that's
yeah,
the
you
thing
have no
also.
life at first. You literally have no life at first.
No, you don't. And there you, so you're covered. How long? So you were in New York for 4 weeks after the surgery, or
Yeah, about 4 to 5 weeks. Yeah,
4 to 5 weeks doing
in
all
total,
that
in
in
total.
total. In total,
Yeah.
right? Well, including the surgery, including that. Then you're ready to fly home. And when you were about to go home, how? So you had no complications the whole time you were recovering.
Yep.
Wow, that's because you did exactly what the doctor told you to do.
I did exactly
Seriously.
what the doctor told me, and I wanted to because I didn't want any. Obviously, you don't want a complication, but like people are like, oh, life gets in the way and you forget to dilate, and I'm like, I no, I'm not doing that.
Oh
I
my
put so many
God.
notifications on here.
After all that, like, why would you
Right.
forget? It's the same with my chest surgery. I've never had any complications. The only complications I had were long term use of testosterone, which is not my fault. It's the fault of the medical world, but that's a whole other story. But that being said, I've always followed the directions of the doctor. And that's the thing with these kids slamming testosterone and then getting kidney failure. I'm like, I've been doing this for 33 years. I don't understand how you're getting kidney failure after 6 months on testosterone because they're not following instructions.
Exactly. And why, again, why are we pumping all this medication into already developing bodies? That's a very, very volatile time
That's
for a
right.
developing body.
That's right. I mean, there's so many levels to that conversation and why children can't take on what you and I have taken on. And it's
No, I can't
disgusting.
imagine I was when I was not obviously when I was having the surgery, but prior to the surgery and then right after in recovery when I was in the bed, I'm just thinking, how are kids getting this? Like
How?
approved of this?
Jazz. Jazz Jennings.
How is how?
It's sick. It's actually, I know it ruined her life. I really do. I met Jazz Jennings when she was about 10 or 11. She just started it. She was like a sweet little kid, right? Like, whatever. Back in the day, I didn't even understand what the trans kid thing was. I thought it was okay. I actually did. I always talked about it. I always thought, oh, this is interesting. Like, wow, they're going to do this to kids. And, I just thought, wow, maybe it is going to help a kid move forward in their life, blah, 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 until it got way off the rails. And then
Yeah.
Jazz Jennings became this sort of train wreck on television that just should never be there. And it's so sad to watch that person. And then that crazy doctor who did her surgery, Dr. Marcy Bowers, who's a wingnut.
hmm
I hate that woman. I really do despise her. She's a very dangerous person because she lies about the whole situation. But we'll see what happens to Jazz in the long run. I wish her well. And hopefully, remember she didn't want to dilate. Or wasn't her mother trying to dilate her for her or something? I
I'm
remember on
not
the TV, there was something talking about the dilation and stuff. And I was like, this shouldn't even be like a thing we were talking about with a kid. Wow. I want to
No,
die.
yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know. I have no idea how a child does that, but like at first you really have no life. And I can see how right away that feeling of the 3 weeks we have to do that, people feel like their life is ruined and they
Yeah.
go into a downward
Yeah.
spiral.
Yeah.
I just had faith that this was just a bump in the road. My mom had the same. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get over this and it's gonna get a lot easier. And she
Mm-hmm.
and she was right. You just gotta keep doing it.
That's right.
But I can see how younger developed minds or not so developed minds would think that their life is over or they're not going to be able to do the things they did before, and they probably won't. I mean, it's not. It's not for everyone, especially children. No.
But they didn't even get to spend time with their penis, if that makes sense. Right? They didn't even get to spend time to see if they
That's
actually
fair.
really hate their penis. Like that. How
That's
do you
fair.
know you hate something? How do you know you hate sushi if you never put it in your mouth? Not, you know what I mean? Like you don't know. You can't say you
Right.
hate sushi. But the same with like, how does a child know that they hate their penis enough to want to have it cut off at 14 when they're not even having any experience with it? I understand the dysphoric feeling about there.
Hopefully
We
they're
both
not
have
having
it.
an experience with it.
Well, I mean, just their own experience, right? Of having to
Yeah.
pee and function like a boy does with their penis. You're right. But that being said, like that's why you can't, a child can't know that they're dealing with dysphoria when they don't really understand what it means to be a man or a woman. How can you have
Right.
dysphoria?
Which is why we ask questions. It's like, what do you mean you have dysphoria? What do you
Yes.
mean you want to be a girl? What do
Yes.
you mean? Yeah, what do you mean you want to be a boy? You know, like that.
Yes.
No,
That's
I
right.
never had that because I just hid it because I thought it was wrong. Like I
But
didn't
that's what a
ask.
lot of boys do.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
that?
didn't ask my parents. I just waited and went through life hating it and not experiencing it like
But you
you
have
know I
gender
wish I would have.
dysphoria, so that makes
Right.
sense. But a
Long
lot of boys
documented.
a lot of boys aren't okay with their penises going through. I have a boy, right? It's like and then they get over it and they go through it, and girls do the same thing. Our bodies, for kids, bodies are very difficult to start to go through maturity in. I
And they're
watch it all the
weird.
time, and they're
They're
weird.
weird
And
and
don't look
gross
at
for
me
the
and lock
longest
the
time.
door. That's right.
Yeah.
And don't look at my body. Like it's just a thing, right? So.
Yep.
How dare we put a child into a space to say, okay, well, yeah, you're right. You are born in the wrong body. What an insane thing to say to a. How can you say that to a
How can
child?
you
That's
say that to
child
a
abuse.
child? Yes, yes. How can you tell a child that? I mean, it's the same as telling. It's like I've had so many. Sorry, I'm bringing this to like when I was teaching. I had so many parents that came to me during conferences and would tell me, thank you for telling my child how good they are with music, because I still to this day remember my music teacher telling me I couldn't sing, and
Wow.
I'm just like,
Wow.
it's very similar in the sense of the teacher told the child that the parent couldn't sing, so they didn't do anything for the rest of their life, aka
Yeah.
these people are telling the kids, oh, you're wrong in your body, so you must be something else.
Wow.
Kids are they're sponges. They take everything up. They are
That's
so
right.
impressionable. That's the
That's
word I
right.
was thinking of.
No, you're right. And you have experience. You're not just saying that. You literally have experience with kids as a teacher, which is, when you send your kid to school, and I don't need to tell you this, but even the parents in the room, you are trusting that this space is not going to say things that go against maybe your own religious beliefs or your way you raise your child at home. And it's happening. They are even as someone who's a former member of the LGBT community, I am appalled that they would be reading books with drag queens and talking about non-binary teachers. I went to the school. When my kid came home and said, Buck, there's a non-binary teacher, because he knows how I feel about it, I'm like, what?
Like, what does that mean? Like, what subject is that? What subject is teaching?
I got my ass down to that school and went to teacher parent day. And the
Good, thank you for
non-binary
being
teacher was sweating when they saw me walk in the room. And I just waited. I just wanted to see. So I'm like, Mix, right? Mix Smith. I heard you're non-binary, and I'm just wondering, is this like a thing that's part of the teaching? No, it's just, I just am Mix Smith, and we don't talk about anything else. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to make sure. I'm like, no, I'm on these people. Like, I don't really even think it's okay to be saying that. That's just kind of my old school. Like, why do you have to be Mix Smith?
Right. No, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation, but that is confusing for children as well. Like, Well, they're not a
Totally.
boy and they're not a girl.
My kiddo's all, I think she's a lesbian. See, I'm teaching
Red,
my kid the
red,
difference.
red for filth right there.
He's all, Buck, she's a lesbian. I'm like, right on, kiddo. You
You
totally
know
get
it's a
it.
non-binary, or you know it's a lesbian non-binary.
She's an awesome teacher. She's a math teacher, and my kiddo is a straight A student, but he's also like high level math kid. So he totally, and I'm like, I don't care as long as you're like doing, just say focus. But if she starts flying that flag in that classroom, you better come
Exactly.
and tell me. We're not
Exactly.
playing that game.
100%. I'm glad that she like said that to you. Like, hey, this is just who I am.
Yes.
Because that's kind of what I did. Kids would ask me
Yes.
all the time, and I would just like, no,
Yeah.
you knew me as Mr. H, now I'm Miss H. That's it. That's all
Done.
we're talking about.
No more conversation. That's right. Talk to your parents
And
about
this
it.
is a cleft note.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Let's just go move here. But then you decided not to teach anymore. Was it because of your transition? You decided not to?
Kind of. I realized that I could get similar pay doing a lot less stressful job without having helicopter parents and having administration that claimed that they cared about kids but only cared
Yeah.
about numbers
Yeah.
down my throat. Like I was sent down to the principal's office probably once a month for parents finding my social media, which had nothing to do with teaching my
What?
Instagram and stuff. Yeah. Yep.
Because why? I don't get it.
Because I had pictures of me in lingerie doing little like things for brands, and I had brand deals and stuff like
Oh,
that.
on the internet. On
Yeah, on Instagram.
why were they looking it up though? That's so
That's
weird.
What
That's off
my
school time. Anyway, you made the right choice.
Exactly.
You made the right choice. You did. You can't even fight that. You can't fight that. No.
That's the final
can't.
thing I said to the superintendent when I finally she brought the superintendent, my principal brought the superintendent in with me and explained, this is not okay. You can't do this. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it should be no one's business
Yeah.
what I do outside of school. I need to
Yeah.
have my own life. And if you can't look past what I do outside of school,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with my love for taking care of kids.
Yeah.
When I'm in teacher mode,
That's right.
I
You
have
have
no-
to have a
I-
private
I
life.
can't
You have to be
continue.
able to have I'm a total agreement. Whether or not you guys, anyone agrees with the lifestyle of the teacher outside of the school, I just don't think it's fair to put a teacher into a position that they can't be doing other things that don't align with whatever that means to be a teacher. On campus, you better keep that stuff away from the kids. But outside
Right.
of that, go and swing in your dungeon with your dominatrix gear on with other consenting adults, and no one should have a say-so in that matter. So, yeah, and you can just totally disagree, Anne, 100%, and I really do appreciate that you disagree. So, Ellen says it's actually weird that kids don't blame their parents for birthing them wrong. Yeah, it's true, though, but that's going to come to that. You watch. Eventually, it is going to come to the blaming of the parents. It's your fault that I was born a girl and not a boy. That's a great point, right? So Anne disagrees, and I this is one of the things I love about the channel. Thank you, Anne, because you're allowed to disagree, and I understand why you would disagree as also a parent, but at the same time, I also understand why it's hard already to be a teacher, and teachers should be able to have a private life. So it's a very thin line,
Anne is
right?
saying another good thing. No, because if it's on the internet, kids can find it. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
right.
But whose fault is that?
Again, yeah, whose fault is that? The parents
Right.
having because
Yeah.
kids are gonna find any way to do
Yeah.
something the parents don't want. I mean, it's
a hard space.
You can't keep them from it. You can only teach guidelines, consequences to actions.
Yes.
It is a very thin line.
It's a thin line, and we are all in agreement. This is what's so great, and why it gives me chills to have these great conversations, because everyone's respectful. They're not like, you're a fucking freak, bye. Right? Like, no, they're like, okay, I disagree. Right on for disagreeing. So let's understand why we disagree. And also, as a parent, I would say that, you also guys have to understand my background, where I come from, also with my partner and her background. I don't know if you all know Rachel, my partner. She has a film on Netflix called Circus of Books. You should all go watch it.
Okay.
It is
So
such a
good.
great film. I don't want to
So
give too much away, but she also comes from the adult space, and she was raised. I don't want to give it away. I don't, but you have to understand that we also have a kid and we're getting a new kid, and we have to walk these lines of, of he's not allowed in my office because there's certain things in here and blah, blah, blah. And I think, so don't blame parents. That's a hard one for me. Don't blame parents.
Can you highlight Satire Wolf at 304? Teachers should be paid enough that they don't need an OF account to begin with. Absolutely.
Where is that? Who? Wolf? Was it? Okay, here, right.
Satire
Okay,
Wolf.
yeah. Teachers should
Yeah.
be paid enough that they don't need an. Right on. Excellent,
Because
friend.
that's the reason
I have.
people
Thank you.
do OF.
That's why I've said it forever before any of this happened. How dare we pay teachers less than like $50,000 a year or some nonsense? They should be the highest paid. These are the people that are going to grow up to be the next presidents, the next workers,
Yep.
the next family people. How dare we? It's so gross to me that teachers make such a horrible salary. So both of us, Satire Wolf, we both appreciate that, because I don't understand the extent of the pressure put on teachers, yet you're not willing to pay them any money. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, hi Fitz. I think it's so important to articulate yourself well. It shows respect for your message and faith in what you're saying, and it also respects the people you're hoping to reach. That's right. Thank you. Thanks, friend. It's great to see you here today. Thank you for coming. So, adult things. Yes, adult things. In my house, there's adult things in my adult room where my child does not go. So that's the reality of the situation, right? And a lot of parents have adult things under their bed, in their drawer, next to their to their bed.
And kids will get into that too, because kids are naturally curious like that. And
of course.
That's the thing. It's not about, you can't just expect to shelter your child. You have to teach boundaries. You have to teach.
That's right.
Guidance.
That is the parent. That's parenting. Parenting means saying no. Parenting doesn't mean saying yes all the time. If my kid went into my room and opened my drawer next to my bed without asking me and saw something he didn't want to see, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're busted. Get in your room. How dare you go into my private space? The minute I got the kid, right, and we moved into the house, I situated him and I said, this is your room, okay? I will never come into your room without knocking first, okay? So I'm going to give you respect. He was 7 years old, and I said, I expect the same with my room. You are not allowed to enter my room when the door is closed unless you knock and you say, Mommy or Buck, can I come in? And it's worked ever since. Setting boundaries and rules for children, they work. That's the way they work the best. He's never opened the drawers or ever come into the room without asking if he can come into the room, right?
Absolutely.
So how dare
it's not just keeping them away from it, because then they don't know why they're being kept away from it, and that curiosity will just fester in them, and then they'll try to push the boundaries, because that's what children do.
It's like a puppy. Puppy's gonna pee all over shit unless you put a paper down and poop on the paper, dude. Fitz says, I take style and clarity seriously. Well, being well read helps. I believe deeply in what I say, but I also know I might only get one shot before someone blocks me. That's true, or I'm kicked. So I try to make every word count. That's right, because you're thoughtful. That's called being thoughtful and not just spewing stuff that, comes out off your top of your brain. And that's why sometimes when you're mad and you make an email, sit with the email, people. Don't press send. Sit with it for 5 minutes. Are you sure you want to send that email? Most of the time you're going to say, I'm just not going to send it.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
It's a real thing. Like, don't reactionary stuff, is very dangerous. So I just want to play a couple of these. I want to play a couple of these things I found, because I think we just got to
react.
We just got to react, because these people are insane. Okay, so we were talking about JVN earlier, and you all know who JVN is. So this freak, okay, watch. So I'm just going to show you this real quick here, because I have two things to show you.
JVN here is now at Ulta, and I'm here to see the display for the first time, you guys. Hi, honey. What's your name? Paulina. Nice to meet you, Paulina. Nice to meet you. What's your name, honey? Nice to meet you, Tula. We're gonna see what JV and hair looks like at Ulta for the first time. It's gonna be Ulta fun. Okay, let's see it. Who's that? She's so pretty. I got highlights since then. Do you think it's pretty?
It's gorgeous.
Do you think she's gonna get along with all of her other new Ulta friends?
Your face.
She does, right? JV and hair is now at Ulta Beauty nationwide. We love the hair you have.
It's the clomping.
When I first announced.
Okay, so wait a minute. I
It's closed,
despise him.
That
What?
Ulta's closed. That Ulta, there's nobody in that Ulta.
I know, totally. And so to the ladies and the men out there, let's boycott Ulta. And also, disgusting that they put that dude in a dress with those weirdo shoes and someone wrote, "It's the clomping for me."
It's the clomping.
It's the clomping for me. Thank you, friend. Thank you for being here. So basically, he just took over a woman's space, and he has a hair product in the woman's section. It's a man, everybody. It's a man. It's not a woman. What? How are we here?
Those
How
poor
are we here?
women, those poor women workers just all of a sudden have this very, very flamboyant gay man just, hi, what's your name? What? This is me. I'm so excited because this is all about me. Dylan Mulvaney.
I know. He's Dylan Mulvaney's hairstylist, by the way. Also, he
Clearly.
goes by he, she, they, and something else. So I'm like, dude, what? Yeah. What? And I'm non-binary trans. So I have a really great friend called Conservatant Ant. Anthony, do you guys know this guy? But anyway, I just want to show you this. This is his reaction because I love him.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good, good. So I guess my question is, this collab that he did
See, it's him, JVN. So he's going to talk about this thing I just showed you.
with, I don't even know what his name is, that he did with Ulta. Where's all of the women, the feminists, the women that said that we were taking over their spaces? That's what I would really like to know. I mean, I don't understand where what is this? What is this? And why aren't there women that are interjecting themselves into men's spaces? Like I don't really see that. So why are y'all women okay with this?
Yeah.
And does the foundation go under the beard or over the beard? How does this work?
That's the real question.
How does it work?
I'll tell you what bathroom you're not using.
So anyway, I love this dude. Me and him are total buds. He's awesome. Oh, there's a spammer in the room. Who cares? The mods are on it. They'll get it. Don't worry about it. Don't give them any attention. They're here because we scare them. So really, he asks a great question to the women out there. How, I know it's so hard because it seems like no one's listening to women, but to the men, to the women, to everyone who cares about transsexual people, we've got to boycott these products remember what happened with Bud Light? They got destroyed. We've got to destroy JVN. Okay, JVN is a clown show making fun of women and taking over women's spaces. Okay, it's so disgusting, and I'm just disgusted by the fact that we keep letting this happen.
I couldn't stop focusing on just the faces of the employees. They're like, why did I come into work today?
They were forced to be like, yay! They were forced.
I know, it was so forced. And like, beforehand, he like went in there. He's like, okay, this is all set up. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in. I'm gonna no, gross. Don't
Just
make it.
He's like
It's nothing about
snorting
that.
lines before he gets there. He's all like
"Wah!"
whacked out, and like if you ever seen him, he started taking Ozempic. You can tell because his arm looks like a baby arm. It's so crazy weird. It's so skinny and little, and he's got this big head of hair. I honestly, I despise. He knows I despise him because I'll tell you a secret. My friends went to his show. In somewhere out here in LA, and he mentioned me in his show.
He's a show.
Oh yeah, he's a comedian. Didn't you know that?
No, I thought he was
He's-
some queer eye for the straight guy.
No, he actually has a live like comedy show. And then they're like, "Oh my God, he full on mentioned you," and like how, you're lost to the right wing MAGAs. Like,
Oh, that part. How is what we're saying immediately make us MAGA?
I don't know, but I don't care.
I'm
Go
so
ahead. If that's
tired.
what I
I'm
got.
so tired of people saying that's like you don't even know what's going on.
Totally. I don't care. That's right. That's right. That's right, James. Monetize your hate. Dude, I've been doing this such a long time that you are so right, dude. Just keep mentioning my name and my website. I'm good. I don't care what you say about me. All it does is heighten, right? Because people, who's Buck Angel? There you go.
Yep.
That's
It's
how
like
it works,
doesn't matter.
friends.
It doesn't. Publicity is publicity.
That's right. So, pardon me. I wanted to bring this up because this is big news. And I don't know if you all sit down for this one because it's not funny. It's actually insane. And you're
Where's
going to
my
freak
seatbelt?
out. Put your dilators away.
Hold on, you dilators.
Put the dilators away because we're getting real now, friends. Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so here it comes. You guys are all gonna die when you see this. When I saw it, I just couldn't believe it, but it's real.
Just when you think you've seen it all, just when you think you've read it all, read every horror story, every disgusting Reddit post to do with trans, there's always a story that just comes and one-ups everything. Have a go at this.
Read that. Girl 3 starts growing
Let me
breasts.
translate this headline. A 3-year-old girl is now going through precocious puberty, so early onset puberty, because her father, who thinks he's a woman, is lathering himself up with estrogen gel and placing his daughter on him. This story came out in Denmark, and it was released in a report by the European Society for Pediatric Endocrinology, and it is one of the most horrific things I've ever read. Here's the report here, and as you can see, the father was originally using a spray on his arms, an estrogen spray, and after 6 months, it was changed into a gel that he was rubbing on his arms, shoulder, like everywhere. And he was reporting skin-to-skin contact with his daughter daily. The little girl, the 3-year-old girl, now has Tanner stage 3 development for breasts and pubic hair development, all because of her deluded, mentally ill father. Now, at best, this is negligence. At worst, I don't even want to... No. I saw a lot of female detransitioners comment on this story saying that the reason they didn't choose testosterone gel was because they were worried their pets were going to, be affected by it. But this bloke... I don't hate men. I hate these men. Lock him up. That poor girl.
Oh my God, you guys! What, Tori? What?
What? I gel? What?
Yeah,
Spray?
totally. Yeah,
What?
yeah. And
then
skin
the
to skin
negligence.
contact.
Yeah, the negligence of the.
Yeah, this is happening. It's not going to be the first. This is a 3-year-old who's already growing breasts, and I think they said 10 or 3 or something of puberty, like going through puberty at 3 because of the skin to skin. Now, you have to have skin to skin contact with your children when they're little babies. When they get to be 3 and 4, I don't know if you need that much skin to skin contact because it sounds like it's overdoing the skin to skin contact. Something weird about, just something I felt creepy about the skin to skin contact on a daily basis. What does that even mean?
Oh God.
I know.
Oh God. Is he
It's actually
trying to
crazy.
breastfeed the child?
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Oh God, it gets so barfy. The whole thing is so barfy. But, I mean, everyone should know that. That's why I've never done the gel. I've only ever done injections, and the gel can be very dangerous. And they even tell men who take testosterone gel to be careful with their wives because it rubs off on the pillow and the wife can start growing hair and all kinds of stuff can happen, right? Yeah, no,
I
he
didn't
needs to
know
be
that was a thing.
charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to be charged. That feels like child abuse to me on some level. It really does. I mean, what? Like when you're transitioning, a lot of stuff going on, but that's next level weirdo. That's next level like you're a psychopath.
Poor
So
child.
I'm gonna leave us with one funny one here because this one's funny. I think, in my opinion, this one's funny.
So a lot of people tend to use this as an excuse to call people by the pronouns that they were assigned with at birth, and only those. So I've told people before that I use he, she, and they pronouns, and they're like, oh, she? You said you use...
They use he, she, and they pronouns. And look at them. Okay? So I know it's kind of low, maybe you can't. He, she, and they pronouns. Now they're just playing a game here.
She, and then like that's all that they'll use with me because it's allowed. It's like, yeah, it's allowed.
And so all they use is she because don't you kind of look like a she? Or am I just playing into it?
No, that's 100%. I mean, before the video played.
It's a she.
Like, what? I've said this before. Why do we need to play Pokemon? Why do we need to catch them all? We don't need all the pronouns.
Oh my god, these people are crazy. They're actually crazy.
What does that mean when you are a female and you change your pronouns to he for the week or the month or the year or
that's
the
right.
day?
That's
what
right.
does that mean? Like, you just start dressing more.
Yeah, you're a tomboy.
What does that mean? Like,
you're a butch woman. You're not.
You can do that without being a different pronoun.
No, but you see, they want to get misgendered because she says so her pronouns are she, he, and they. So you get to choose. Don't you get to choose? When they're she, he, and they, don't you, as a person, if you say she, you're not misgendering her because that's one of her pronouns. If you say he, that's one of his pronouns. Excuse me, if you say they. So how are you misgendering this person? They're just mad that they're getting called she.
How are you getting yeah, exactly. How is she getting misgendered if it's all of her if we are truly playing Pokemon and we have to have them all?
Oh my god, they're insane. These kids are insane. They're just looking to be fucked up. That's what I think.
And what does it mean to wake up and feel like a they? Like,
there isn't. It's all bullshit. One last one
that I work with that identify as she, they, and I'm like, what?
That's because you work. Where do you work?
Starbucks. What?
It's not bad. They actually have great insurance and everything. I think they're a good company.
Oh,
so
they're phenomenal, but
they're a great company.
They attracts
the weirdos. So with that, this is actually the last one because I found it. This person works for Starbucks in San Francisco. Listen to this.
Continually told that there is a better job out there. And maybe there is, but those jobs aren't better because the workers who do that
don't get side railed by the munchkin voice, right? Like I swear to God, the voice is like a munchkin. Listen.
Are smarter or better or more skilled and therefore deserve to afford rent. Those jobs are better because the workers stuck around and fought for them to be better.
Yeah.
And that's what Starbucks depends on. Starbucks depends on the narrative that this job is temporary, that it's just for kids, that it's not a real job. Our labor is just like anyone else's, and we deserve fair pay for it. My coworkers shouldn't have to worry about not being able to pay their bills. My coworkers shouldn't have to worry about losing their benefits because they are repeatedly scheduled under 20 hours with open availability. We deserve a living wage, and we will fight, and we will march, and we will strike, and we will picket until this company returns to the table with real proposals and bargains with us workers in good faith. Thank you.
Oh my God. So they're picketing because they don't get paid enough money in San Francisco, supposedly. Starbucks pays good money, doesn't it?
Yeah, go find a different job then. Because
that's what I said.
You have it so well as a Starbucks employee. You have it so well. You get paid really well for the work that you do. You get really great benefits for the work that you do. I understand there are horrible bosses. I mean, that's going to be anywhere you go. But you are going to be hard pressed to find a job that lets you be what you are on a daily basis, get paid what you do, and get taken care of by a company like they do. You'd be hard pressed to find that anywhere else. So I cannot understand why all these people are just complaining constantly
I don't
about
get it.
Starbucks. They don't. Go somewhere else then. See if they take care of you.
Thank you for saying that, and I'm going to send this to Starbucks because they need representation like you. Because I know people who work at Starbucks for many, 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 many years because they do take care of their employees there. But then you got these whiny little trans kids literally coming from the munchkin land and like saying, we're not getting paid enough and we're going to picket Starbucks. Like, what?
What do you mean you're
Fired.
not getting paid enough? Like, what it
Fired.
I make the same now at Starbucks as I made as an elementary teacher. You're getting
Right.
paid the same as someone that has a college education
That's
to
right.
teach children.
Right.
That's not
That's
a
right.
thing.
That's right. So I just had to. I wanted you to see that.
Extreme bully.
I'm an extreme bully. Thanks for the idea for a great t-shirt, by the way.
Oh!
That's going to be my next t-shirt, Extreme Bully.
Have you ever gotten in trouble for wearing your dad's train hat?
Never, and I wear it all the time. I wear it everywhere. People are always like, "Hey, Buck, I love your work." I'm not walking my dog down the street. I never get any hate on the street. I get so much love everywhere I go. People are like, "Buck," yelling out the window. Like, never. It's amazing. That's why when you see people say stuff like this on the internet, they're just trolls who are scared of me, right? They're just scared of
I'm
me.
buying one. I'm buying one. I didn't realize they were
No,
your
you're not. I'll
hats.
send it to you. Yeah, they're my hats. I'll put them more up here. I'm making all kinds of cool hats. So that being said, like we represent the ball. So okay, I literally called. Hold on, I just love trolls. I love to like highlight them. You literally called that person crazy because he or she doesn't mind to be called him or her. I literally did. You're right. I did. So what are you gonna do about it? Why are you here?
What's the point?
What are you gonna do about it? Report
What's the
me
point
to
of the
the
comment?
police? I don't get it. So what if I called them crazy? Yeah, they're crazy. They don't know who they are. They're she, he, and they. Okay? You don't know who you are. It's a little bit crazy, in my opinion. And I don't care what you think, and I don't even know who you are. So crawl back under the rock that you came from, and that's it. That's all. So I don't really understand.
Why is that person crazy? What do you mean? Why is that person crazy? Because they
Why?
literally
Because
can't do we need to spell it out for you?
Oh, but we're not allowed to have opinions as transsexuals. We're only allowed to respect everyone's pronouns. F off with the pronoun crap. Okay, I don't
Right.
play that game. If you don't like it, move on and go back to wherever your pronoun lily pad is because I don't really care. Like, hop around and say things, right? I'm a bully. I'm 100% a bully.
Extreme bully. Transsexuals are not non-binary. That's what you're getting. That's what we're getting at
Like, I
here.
don't care if you like it or not. Non-binary doesn't mean anything. It's nothing. It's ridiculous. Everyone in this room agrees. Just so you know, 389 people agree. I don't know who you are. So just leave already because we just don't have time for you. Anyway, you got your airtime that you came here to get. And I'll just... Oh, excuse me. Do you think that you could all just... Where are the mods? Just get rid of that person. Thanks to the mods. Lisa and Ann, I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here today, everybody. I love you guys so much. Know that these spaces I value a lot, and I love highlighting people like who come on here. We don't get a lot of trolls anymore. Actually, we don't, Tori.
That was the
We
first
don't.
in a long time.
Long time. We do not get
Live.
them at all. So that being said, that means we're all doing something great here. And I do appreciate you all helping build the channel. And I appreciate all the respect you always give Tori, who comes and, you know, I just want to bring her back as more of a regular now that your dilation is down to how many times a day?
You know. Once in the morning, once at night.
That's cool. You're making it all like it's all good now. It's nowhere near what it was.
It's nowhere near what it was. It's so much more manageable now. I have a life back. I can, yeah. So very.
That's
thankful.
right. That's right. You're awesome. So everyone loves you so much as I do. And so with that, everybody, can't do it. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Thanks for all you do to help push our voices out there and create a space where we can make fun of people, because I love making fun of dumb people. I just do. And I deserve it. I'm 63, so I can do this nonsense anymore. Okay.
That's an extreme bully.
Don't forget, I'm really going to make toilet paper. Figure it out. Send me your ideas. I'll make a post, and then you guys can all comment on what's the best name for the toilet paper. And with that, have a great rest of your hump day, and I'll see you guys. I'll have a great video coming out tomorrow. I can't wait to share with you all. So I'll see you guys all later. Have a great rest of your day.